wasn't loud enough. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bay Area Unitarian Universalist Church. I am Reverend Katie McQuage-Loukas, and my pronouns are she and hers. Welcome on this, the first day of Pride Month, on this first day of hurricane season, this first day of many things. We are glad to be here together this morning, and I am glad to see so many of your faces. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you arrived here today in body, in mind, or in spirit, whether you're here in this room in person or joining us online, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. If this is your first time, if this is your 500th time, you are welcome here. We are glad that you are here, and we are glad to be here together. My opening words are from Reverend Karen Johnston. Do not be alone right now. Gather together. Gathering together grows courage in ourselves and in others who see the numbers swelling. It is a small thing, but right now it is an important thing. Great sources of wisdom remind us, just because you cannot stem the tide of all hate, it is still right to do the thing you can do. These things add up. Your one thing and my one thing, his one thing and their one thing and her one thing. Together it becomes a big thing. Do not be alone right now. Any liberation, all liberation is collective liberation. My freedom is bound with yours and yours with mine. Let us together cast our lots doing this big thing, bending the moral arc of the universe towards justice. Come in and let us worship together.
Good morning. I'm Maddie Raymond. I will serve as your worship associate today, and Beth Jordan will light our chalice. I breathe in the warmth of this light, its glow filling the spaces where fear and doubt reside. I breathe out the tension I carry. I release what no longer serves me. Thank you, Beth. I breathe in the strength of our community, a sanctuary of diverse voices and shared purpose. I breathe out the urge to go it alone. I embrace the power of togetherness. I breathe in the courage to speak truth, even when it trembles on my lips. I breathe out the silence that holds me back. I make space for honesty and justice. I breathe in the hope of transformation, knowing we are here to build and to heal. I breathe out despair, trusting that change is born in small acts of love. As this chalice has been lit, may each breath remind us of the sacred rhythm of life, the pulse of creation, and the power we hold to shape the world around us. Our opening song today is number 360, Here We Have Gathered. Please rise.
Find a
may be seated. Excuse me. We covenant with one another and do bind ourselves together in the presence of this religious community to express our deepest and most cherished convictions as they are borne by each person to find a common vision for a better world. To seek the life of the Spirit as it is known by each person, choosing with reverence its name, and to walk together in the way of truth and love as it is shown to us and to all people in word and deed. Please join me as we speak our covenant together. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its spirit. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship. Thus we covenant one another.
The responsive reading this morning is number 547 in the back of the gray hymnal. Number 547, it is by Robert Weston. Number 547, Summer Meditation. Please join in with me on the italicized text. Now blows the wind with soft, relaxing warmth. The sun beats down, the schools are out. Children swarm in the playgrounds and the streets, and eager city folk, vacation-bound, crowd the broad highways. The lakes and seashores lose their solitude, and all the world seems turned to carnival. What of ourselves? There could be now deep peace, time for soul-searching. We might turn to examine our own lives, to sort and probe our tendencies of thought, to sift the true from false in the things of doubt, the beautiful from ugliness unmarked. The sun beats down. It is a time for pause. Even the trees seem resting for a time, as if to meditate and gather strength for the more strenuous times that lie ahead. And shall not we? Here's the unfinished clay, half-molded, that still waits on us to think what we have been, and as we are, still yet have to become.
Good morning. When the world seems far beyond me, and I have no place to go, when my life seems cold and empty, and I feel so all alone, then the song that I remember tends to ease my troubled mind, and I find the strength within me to reach out one more time. For as long as I have music, as long as there's a song for me to sing, I can find my way, I can see a brighter day. The music in my life will set my spirit free. Ooh. When the road is dark and lonely, and I feel I want to cry, when my dreams I keep inside me seem to fade and almost die, then I call upon my music, and it helps to dry my tears, and I know that I can make it. I'll go on despite my fears, for as long as I have music, as long as there's a song for me to sing, I can find my way, I can see a brighter day. The music in my life will set my spirit free. Set it free. Whew. Not easy. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Gloria Miller, and I am the Religious Director of Lifespan Religious Education here at Bay Area Unitarian Universalist Church. Our time for all ages today is called The Agreement. It is written by Barry Lopez. One time, before there were any people walking around this valley, there were bear people, and they had an agreement with the salmon. The salmon would come upriver every fall, and the bears would acknowledge this and only take what they needed. And this is the way it was with everything. Everyone lived by certain agreements and courtesies. But the salmon people and the bear people had made no agreement with the river. It had been overlooked. No one thought it was even necessary. Well, it was. And one fall, the river pulled itself back into the shore trees, and it wouldn't let the salmon enter from the ocean. And whenever they would try, the river would pull back and leave the salmon stranded on the beach. There was a long argument and a lot of talk. And finally, the river let the salmon enter. But when the salmon got up into this country where the bears lived, the river began to run in two directions. Once north on one side and then south on the other. Roaring, heaving white water and rolling big boulders up on the bears. And then the river was suddenly still. The salmon were afraid to move, and the bears were standing behind the trees looking out. And the river said, in the middle of all this silence, that there had to be an agreement. No one can just do something, whatever they want. Couldn't just take someone for granted. And so for several days, they spoke about it. The salmon said who they were and where they came from, and the bears spoke about what they did and what powers they had been given. And the river spoke about its agreement with the rain and the wind and the crawfish and so on. And everybody said what they needed and what they would give away. And then a very odd thing happened. The river said that it loved the salmon. And no one had ever said anything like this before. No one had taken this chance. It was an honesty that pleased everyone, and it made for a very deep agreement among them. Our keeper of the flame today is Kaylee.
As I said, today is the first day of Pride Month. I'm saving a lot of my celebrating for next Sunday because I think that celebrating the beauty of diverse community through the lens of the flower communion is going to be a lot of fun. But we can start celebrating today with the lighting of our candle of community, red for the beating heart of love and care that empowers us when we gather. Our candle of community reminds us that we are part of a greater whole. It includes people present in this room. It includes people who are not present, people from our past and our future. It includes the community beyond our walls, the larger social ecosystems of which we are a part. Our white candle, our candle for peace, is a reminder that the world is not as it should be, and it reminds us to recommit to making that world a better one, a safer one in which all peoples have self-determination and the ability to flourish. Whatever you have brought into this place with you this week, whatever it is, be it a joy or a sorrow, a worry, a hope, a celebration, a milestone, it is welcome in this place. I invite you to bring it forward as you are moved and to light a candle so that we might share in this moment with you. We will witness it. We will witness you. Whatever it is you brought with you today, you are not alone. If you would like a candle brought to you, please raise your hand. Will you please join with me in prayer? Spirit of life, in whom we live, move, and have our being, we gather this morning with gratitude for this community, for the friends and companions on our spiritual journey. We gather in gratitude for sunshine and blue skies, for green leaves and red blossoms, for the birds that live here alongside us. We hold these things in our hearts to sustain us. We want to rejoice as we enter summer and Pride Month. We want to celebrate the beauty of this earth and of the full spectrum of our humanity. But our joy is tempered with uncertainty. May we see clearly in these times. May we hear truly. May we understand what our leaders are doing so that we might discern our own work in these times, ever seeking ways to protect, uplift, and support our friends and neighbors, and receiving their support in our turn. May our declarations of the sacred worth of all people ring out above the media and beyond politics, resonant and true. May we be a force for justice, for our LGBTQIA kin and neighbors, for our immigrant kin and neighbors, for our hungry kin and neighbors, for all those who are pushed to the margins within this community and beyond it. Spirit of love and justice, keep us always mindful that we are your hands in this world, that it is we who shape and reshape this world into one that is more loving and more free. Amen, and may it be so. Please remain seated for our prayer and song, our meditation hymn. It's number 123, Spirit of Life.
Our reading this morning is Beyond the Zero-Sum Game, and this is by Nathan C. Walker. For centuries, insiders have been democratizing their religions. Incremental moments of institutional reform have led to a new era of theological enlightenment. From out of ancient times into the twilight of now, these reformers have made a sacred vow to never mischaracterize freedom as a zero-sum game. True freedom is not jealous. True freedom is not envious. True freedom is not spiteful. True freedom does not desire to restrict the rights of others. True freedom knows not a selfish thought, knows not how to threaten. To sense true freedom is to know that your win is my glory, and that your suffering is inextricably tied to my own. For the sum of all that is holy shines far beyond the tools of our evolving democracy, from party jingles to picket signs. The sum of all that is holy is found in our collective desire to know freedom, not as a political slogan, but as a way of life.
Every religious group has what is technically called an ecclesiology and a polity. And an ecclesiology is one of those fancy words they make you learn in seminary. It's talking about what church is. Ecclesia, the church, ology, words about. What should the church be in its structure? Where is authority in the church? This is a whole branch of theology that people derive what the church ought to be from sacred texts and from traditions. And then polity is the structure that comes out of that. And there's some overlap in the terminology, but polity includes a lot of stuff that isn't theology, it's just practical, like Robert's Rules of Order. And ecclesiology includes a lot of stuff that isn't governance. So we kind of need both terms to talk about, in a practical way, how does church work? How do we gather for meetings and for worship and for fellowship? Who gathers? Who gets to make decisions? Which decisions? Our answers to these questions might not obviously be a matter of theology because they're regular, ordinary questions in a lot of ways. We do things the way we do because it seems like the best way to do them. It's organized or efficient or proper. But underneath the ordinariness, there really is a theology that matters. We Unitarians, we do not have bishops who make decisions. The term for that is an episcopal system, whether you're Episcopalian or something else, that's the term. Presbyterian systems are elected bodies, but then those bodies have authority, kind of like how our House and our Senate have actual authority over us as political people. Our theology is that the congregation, the gathered community, is the ultimate authority in all things, and that it is in itself a sacred thing. We believe that our congregations are perfectly capable of handling themselves without bishops, even without ministers. Really, it's us. It's just us, you and me and everyone who signed the book. And the only reason I'm included in this list is because I have also signed the book. Not every minister does. It depends on how we think about our place in this ecosystem here. The minister doesn't automatically get a say in a vote. I have to be a member to have that. I personally am choosing to affirm the democratic nature of our churches and that my role is one voice among many. We are a very American religious tradition. Our values are woven through with the values of our secular community. For a long time, there wasn't even really a gap between the two. The old town hall meetings had the same people as the parish meetings, and sometimes those meetings were one meeting. In the early days of American democracy, the idea that every person contributed to public life shaped how the work got done at those town meetings, with every eligible voter invited, or perhaps in groups elected by those voters. And we pretty much operate that way today. We believe that each person matters, that each person has an opinion that needs to be heard, and we believe that when we bring all of that together into one place, we're going to come up with the best possible solution. Anything that involves all of us is going to be better than a decision made by one person, no matter how wise that person might be. Our arc as a religious tradition mirrors the political arc too, in terms of ever widening our definitions of who should participate. The shift from propertied landowners to broader classes of education to expanding across boundaries of gender and race. Unitarian Universalists expanded our internal voting franchise alongside the nation, sometimes a little bit ahead, but not always. Every church has its own definition of who is a member and how, but we share broad patterns. Anyone who's been attending for a while who seems genuinely committed to the community, that sort of thing. Not all churches require a pledge. Our own pledge is there's no minimum. It's just a show of commitment. Some of our congregations might ask that folks do an intro class. Some don't. It's often optional. In general, if you want to be here, we want you here. And we want you to be able to participate in everything the church does. Some congregations have the whole church vote on everything all the time. Some churches delegate most things to a board, seeing their elected representatives as carrying out the will of the whole gathered body. Some churches may delegate some authority to staff, but at its root, all of that authority still belongs to the congregation. That's where all the authority is in what we call congregational polity. In a couple of weeks, folks are going to be gathered in Baltimore, sent by congregations to make decisions and vote on our behalf. The UUA, the Unitarian Universalist Association, includes a lot of staff people, but also boards and committees elected, again, by us to do work on our behalf. The only authority they have over us is what we've given them, and it's really not that much anyway. Again, the ultimate authority is this room, this gathered body of people. There's a lot of flaws in this system. It takes a lot of time and money to be able to participate in all of the UUA politics. Requires a lot of patience too. But the groundwork is still the ideal of the democratic process. Our commitment to the worth of every person shows up in our worship services too. In theory, I hope y'all voted me in because you think I have something worth saying, at least some of the time. But the actual worship is not me standing up here talking. It's in the gathering. It's in the singing. It's in the lighting of the candles. It's in the things we all do together as part of this service. Coming together to sing and speak and wonder and imagine is the real holy work. And it needs all of us to be real. I don't know of very many congregations that have congregational meetings quite as often as we do. Most churches have one big annual meeting and that's kind of it. Gathering as often as we do here, once a quarter, for check-ins and reports, and yes, voting when necessary, creates a culture of accountability and transparency. If you're not currently in an active leadership role, you can come to one of these meetings, hear a lot about what's going on in the church. There's an expectation of clarity, there's an opportunity to stay informed, and to be fully participating citizens of our community. And I know I always say this when I talk about what we do here, but that's because I believe it all the way down to my bones. But church is a place where we practice what we believe in so we can take it out into the world, so that we can show up out there at meetings and committees, so that we can think about who we want our representatives to be, so that we can learn how to find information and hold our leaders accountable. So take all of that as a given anytime I'm talking about democracy and church committees. But also consider, again, that this really is theology. Theology means, or has historically meant, talking about God. But there's other ologies buried in there, because talking about God means talking about how the world ought to be, talking about what human nature is, what our purpose is as human beings, and talking about ultimate reality. We Unitarian Universalists are making a statement about how the world ought to be, and about what it means to be human. We are making a claim that a world that involves all of us in shaping it is the best possible world. And we're trying to approximate that world little by little as we shape and reshape and think hard and change our minds. But that best world is always the one we're aiming for. We will calibrate and recalibrate as we come to better understand all the perspectives in the room, as we learn to listen more and better, as we learn to be patient with each other. And we will reaffirm again and again that our participation in these processes actually matters. It may not be a stirring call to action to say that our congregational meeting today is going to talk about road repairs, get reports from the treasurer, and all that good stuff. But I think it helps us to refocus and to remember that this is, in its own way, sacred and holy work. It isn't just sacred because it contributes to this religious community, although that is true. It is sacred because it's the manifestation of our belief that all of us carry some piece of the holy. That anytime we join together, we bring all those pieces together to make something beautiful. Even if it's just a conversation about the road, even if it's preparing for the garage sale or meeting for coffee. All of these are an encounter with the divine, underneath the ordinary nature of the settings and the work. I'm trying to keep this one a little short today so we can get to that work, so simply carry that thought with you into this afternoon meeting today, that this too is an encounter with the holy. Our faith is us. It's made of us. It is created every time we gather together for worship, but also in service and committees and governance too. Our choice to be here in this moment is a creative act, a building block of our free faith. Each time we gather, we create another piece of a more free future, one in which each and every person matters, one in which each and every person becomes more free. Amen, and may it be so. The corollary to church being us is that now is the time for us to pass the plate because the finances of this church are also us. So please take a moment to reflect with gratitude on what abundance you may have in your life, and if indeed you have abundance, please give generously, and we will gratefully receive it. If you are a visitor today, please know that your presence is gift enough.
Please join me as we bless our offering. This gift from the abundance of my life blesses me, our ministries, and the world. Thank you. And the following are the announcements for the coming week. Family fellowship volunteers are needed, and I think Darcy wants to speak to us a little bit about that. Could you say it, come back to the mic and say it? Oh, you want to say it? Okay.
I got it, Darcy.
That's okay.
I just want to repeat this on the microphone for folks at home and anybody who couldn't hear Darcy, that we actually have all the volunteers we need for this round. We will need more in August, but also thank you for the service that does so much to support that program.
Okay. Are you curious about pagan beliefs and practices? Excuse me. If so, the next covenant of Unitarian Universalist pagans meet this Thursday, June 5th at 6:00 p.m. right here in the sanctuary. If you miss this meeting, this group meets on the first and third Thursday of every month. Next Sunday, June 8th, be sure to join us for our annual flower communion. As part of the service, we invite you to bring a flower from your garden, yard, or even a local florist shop to share with the congregation. This beautiful tradition, developed by Norbert Kapag in 1923, was originally created to bring together the Unitarian community in Prague after World War I, symbolizing unity and peace. Let's celebrate the diversity and beauty of our shared community with this meaningful ritual. After service next Sunday, mark your calendars. BAUUC's second annual Pride Potluck. We've got the Pride cupcakes covered, but we need your culinary magic for the main meal. Bring your favorite dish to share, and don't forget to wear your most festive, fabulous ensembles as we come together to celebrate love, inclusion, and community. The next PFLAG meeting is this afternoon at 2:00. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so no wonder. Okay, I got it now, Kathy. Immediately after today's service, take a brief break, then come back to the sanctuary and join us for our congregational meeting. We will discuss and vote on a proposed plan to deed our portion of Beacon Street to Harris County. Friends and visitors are always welcome to be informed and to contribute to the discussion. Yes, yes. Sure.
Hi, folks. Just wanted to add a little logistics step in there is at the end of service, go ahead and check in if you're members so that we can determine if we have a quorum, okay?
So where do we check in?
Right at the table, there's going to be a table right out in the foyer.
Okay, so there's a table for us to check.
Right.
Okay,
That
okay.
one right.
Okay,
Thank
no problem. Okay. And finally, stay connected with everything happening here at BAUUC by subscribing to our weekly newsletter. It's delivered every Tuesday and is packed with news, events, and updates about our community. Use the QR code on the screen or visit BAUUC.org to sign up today. Our closing song is number 318. You may remain seated. It's entitled, We Would Be One. No? You want to stand? Okay. Stand.
As we shift from this moment of worship into a moment of church governance, remember that it too is holy. May we be blessed in our work together. Blessed be.